Hello, I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Python project that we have due. So to do it, go into my lab and click on Do Homework. You'll see the Python project is there. Click on it. And then what you'll do is you've just got a series of questions. So what you need to do is pick the first one. And when you click on that, it's going to bring you up a window. And this window has instructions. So it tells you you have to read those carefully. It tells you you're going to create a Python program based on user input. And you're going to have two parts to this project. The first part is in my lab. The second part is outside of my lab, and you have to do both parts to get credit for it. So part one answers questions in this My Lab assignment. Part two is you have to actually run a Python program. So to do this, you're going to go into the instructions in the first question, and you see there's these. You can scroll through and then click on the link in there. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring you up a document that has all the instructions for the assignment. Now you really need this document because it's got everything you need in it. So I'm going to open this document in Word. And it's probably going to go into a different window. Okay, so I'm going to close this and I'm going to bring in the document that I just opened in Word. So let me resize that to my window here so you can see what I'm looking at. Let's see. Okay, so that should be sufficient. Okay, so it tells us about Python. We're given some background, and then we are going to write a program for the debit credit rules. So it goes through a refresher on those debit credit rules, and then let's blow this up so it's a little bit bigger so we can see a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we have this information we're given about why we'd use it. Here's a 4-step process for debits and credits because that's what we're writing the program for, to tell us whether we should debit or credit something. So we keep on. We first of all have to create a Python Anywhere account. The instructions are there. Then it tells you how to create your Python file. And again, step-by-step instructions are in here. And then you write the code for your program. And guess what? I've written the code for you. You have to open a document, you paste it in, and then you continue to go through the rest of this document, read. You're going to read about what each section of that program does. And it's telling you what everything's doing. And then it gives you instructions for how to submit. You need to run your Python program. And then you need to document and submit your work for grading. So this is really important that you get to part 5. And then here's a troubleshooting section. So again, that's your Word document. You download it when you get to the link. That gives you instructions for the project. So after you do this question, you get the instructions, you realize that there are 2 parts to this project, one in my lab and one of outside my lab. You answer the question, yes, and then you can do the final check. And then next question, and here you're going to go through a series of questions, and you can answer these questions after you've done part 2, after you've read the document. You can use the document for reference for these questions, but you're going to do all these questions here. There's I guess 5 questions, so you'll do those. You want to make sure you've submitted them. And you have to be sure to do the second part of the project, which is in that first question. So that first question gives you all the instructions. You go to this link, you download that document, and that's going to tell you part 1 is in my lab, part 2 is outside my lab, and it gives you instructions for submitting it. So that's it. That's it on this project. Thanks for watching.